Hello, I'm Kevin Benedict, SAP Mentor Volunteer, Mobile and M2M Industry Analyst. Thank you for joining me today for this video comments on SAP's SAPPHIRE Now 2011. I'm very excited about this event. Matter of fact, this is one of my favorite events every year. Huge numbers of people, my peers, experts in SAP, experts in enterprise mobility, vendors who are doing the most innovative kinds of applications. The sessions are powerful. Everybody who I want to talk to is usually there at SAPPHIRE. I hope to see you there. If you've got an interesting enterprise mobility project, I'd love to sit down, pull up a chair at a table in the corner and learn all about it. I'm going to be running around like a crazy man. So I'd hope you would maybe even connect with me on Twitter. It's at @KRBenedict. If you can follow me and we can direct message, let me know where you're at and let's see if we can set up a time where we can just sit down and talk enterprise mobility. I never get tired of talking about enterprise mobility. Now I'm going to be tweeting during the sessions, everything I learn I'm going to be sharing with the global community. I'm going to be blogging. I'm going to be carrying my little video camera so I can sit down with the mobility experts and interview them and post them up to this blog site. So we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm also going to be working in the SAP's Premier Customer Network Roundtable on Enterprise Mobility for, I think, 3 days. I'm going to be leading a session as well on enterprise mobility and participating in a lot of different activities. But in between there, I'd love to meet with you, so give me a call. So what do I want to learn, see, and do at SAPPHIRE? I want to share that with you today during this video comments. One of the key things that I'm looking to do is I want to see new mobile apps. Now, look. I don't want to see the boring, lightweight little apps for approving an expense form. Okay, everybody has that. I mean, I started building when I had my own development team back in 2004. We were building more interesting apps in 2004 than I'm seeing come out of SAP and Sybase right now. I hope, though, that changes here at SAPPHIRE 2011. I want to see innovative, outstanding, amazing, and actually interesting applications. Let me just clarify what I'm talking about here. Back in 2004, 2005, 2006, I was the CEO of a mobile applications company. I had a development team and a professional services team. We were creating practically entire ERPs on mobile devices. You could hire, fire, open work orders, do job estimates, invoice, print the invoice, everything on a mobile device. Today I'm seeing these little, tiny, lightweight applications that people think are clever. Excuse me, guys, that wasn't even clever in 2004. It might be useful, but not clever. This year I'm looking for clever. In 2005 and 2006, my team was building oil rig safety inspection applications where they would look at the pressure on all the gauges. Everything was being analyzed in real-time data, was being exchanged. You could do inspections, conditional assessments, everything, and be integrated and synchronizing that with back-end services. We did mobile coffee sales, not just for the coffee, but also for the delivery, for the inventory, for orders, and for the maintenance and repair and supplying new equipment into coffee shops. You look at how many business processes were integrated into the back end of that one mobile application. It was amazing and very interesting. We did a mobile supply chain application so that USAID, that was supplying anti-malarial medicine and HIV medicine and all kinds of different medicine, primarily to South America and Africa. They wanted to have transparency and visibility that the donations from the donor countries, the medicine that was being donated was actually getting to the right places, to the right distribution centers, to the right clinics, and to the right patients, instead of being stolen and sold off in the black market. Matter of fact, today's paper, there's a big article, millions in malaria drugs stolen. So we built an application in 2006 that took care of this. so that you knew where all the drugs were at any time. This one happens to say the Global Fund to Fight AIDS, Tuberculosis, and Malaria has lost millions in their distribution and in their supply chain. We were building solutions that prevented that back in 2006. To me, that's interesting. Water conservation in the UK. Think about it. If you need more water in an urban environment, what do? You have to spend billions to buy up property, create a new reservoir, and provide water to the community. Or you can figure out a way of reducing consumption of water so you don't have to build those billion-dollar reservoirs. I was building applications that allowed in the UK council houses to be inspected, to be recommendations made. They can replace the toilets, the shower heads, the faucets, all kinds of different things to conserve water in council houses, reduce by a percentage the amount of water the entire community used, and therefore prevent the need for building new reservoirs, save billions. That was interesting to me. Hurricane disaster assessments. After Katrina, we were building all kinds of applications there too. Cattle management, from birth to on the shelf, from hoof to shelf, so that you knew where the cattle came from, where the calf was born, all the cattle that it was exposed to. So in case some of the cattle that it was exposed to, if they had diseases, you could track any other cow associated with those diseased animals to make sure that meat was not delivered to the shelves or was taken off the shelves or was banned or whatever they do, quarantine. Those were very interesting applications to me. Furniture delivery, inspection, repair, etc. Those were very powerful because companies like Costco and others that deliver furniture or have third parties deliver those furniture, they need to track all of that. New car inspections, assessments, repairs. Can you imagine? We built applications where 10,000 new cars were damaged by hail. And so they would set up circus tents to then inspect 10,000 new vehicles for damage, and then create work orders and assessments, decide which ones could be repaired, decide how much repair is worth on a particular vehicle. All of that. To me, that's interesting. Third, what do I want to do at SAPPHIRE? Well, you know what I want to do? I want to hear what's going on between SAP and Sybase. I want to know how their organizations are merging. You know, I hear bits and pieces out there. I'd like to know what's coming for 2011 and 2012. Maybe I'll learn something, maybe I won't, but that's one of the things that's very interesting to me. I want to see how they're going to, now that SAP knows the good, bad, and ugly about Sybase, I want to know what they're going to do to maximize and optimize the productivity of those two organizations. Fourth, I want to know what SAP is going to do with mobility in a cloud. I'm hearing a whole lot about mobile security being moved into a cloud environment. Even integration. Companies like Webelo, companies like just a whole bunch of different companies out there that are looking to pre-integrate the cloud to back-end SAP environments. To me, that's very interesting because when you have that cloud, you can build security, you can build app management, you can build user management, you can build back-end integrations, pre-integrate those, and simplify a lot of processes. I want to know what Sybase and Wired Platform, what the story is with Sybase and Wired Platform for the cloud. And I know Afari and Sybase are already talking to all the wireless carriers about putting Afari as a service in the cloud. I just want to see what that's all going to look like. That's very interesting to me, that whole area. Fifth, I want to know if SAP is seeing the same thing I'm seeing out there. Machine-to-machine wireless communication. Everything from e-readers to iPads to REM's playbook to home energy management systems to in-vehicle entertainment systems. All of them have embedded wireless chips communicating with servers. In the area of enterprise asset management, you have the ability to have millions of high-value assets around the globe communicating their location, their status, back to a central enterprise asset management system so it can be monitoring the condition and location of all these assets. I haven't heard how SAP is going to do that. It's very closely aligned with enterprise asset management because if you have a mobile workforce out there, you're looking at potentially thousands of mobile workforce people supplying you with mobile data and wireless data. So you have to have the security and the infrastructure in place to not only accept that data, but also provide data out to mobile devices. Same thing in the world of M2M. very similar infrastructure, but I just haven't heard how SAP is going to be taking advantage of that. I also want to know if SAP and Sybase have improved their messaging to customers. Do you know, whenever a client leaves a meeting with Sybase and they're more confused after the meeting than they were before the meeting, that's not a good thing. You want to be able to have a simple direction that you can point a large enterprise. Depending on what they're trying to do with priority 1, 2, 3, and 4, what do they need to do so that they can take actionable steps and buy your product? Because if they're confused, they're not going to buy it. So you need to simplify that message. And it's hard. I'll give you that. It's very hard to simplify a very complex message. When you've got mobile architectural frameworks, mobile technology infrastructure, mobile user experiences that you want to deal with, mobile device management, mobile application management, mobile user management, mobile security management, mobility policies and governance, all this stuff can seem overwhelming, but it's got to be simplified down if people are going to start buying and deploying. I want to hear if you guys have made progress, Sybase and SAP, on those areas. Now, let me get specific. There's 8 things I want to know about mobility at SAPPHIRE. I want to know about the mobile SDK. I'm very excited about that. I want to see what it's all about. I want to see what happened with the convergence of NetWeaver Mobile, the data orchestration engine, Sybase and Wire Platform, Project Gateway. How have those all come together? That's what you've been saying you're going to be doing. I want to see what that looks like. Cloud computing and mobility. We talked about that. I want to see what that looks like. I want to see what Afaria looks like in the cloud. I want to see what Sybase and Wire Platform looks like in the cloud. I just want to see how that's all going to work in the on-demand world. I really want to learn more about in-memory and mobility. How is that actually going to look in applications? New mobile applications. Man, I'm really wanting to see brand spanking new, clever, innovative mobile applications from you, Sybase and SAP. Now, I'm excited also to see all your SAP ecosystem vendors and all their mobile applications, but I want to see what's coming out of the $5.8 billion in investment you've done. So I'm excited to see that, and I'm optimistic, but a little skeptical. But show me what you got. Also, I want to learn about the strategic roadmap. Boy, things are happening fast. Location-based services, mobile marketing, mobile loyalty programs and coupons, and time-sensitive mobile applications. So much fun stuff for retail, CPG, and everybody else. I want to see what's coming out of there. I want to see what the new org chart is. You know, who is in charge of what this year? Is there a convergence yet of Sybase and SAP mobility teams? Show me what you got. The next thing, I want to hear about HTML5. Sybase has been sharing for some time, but their ambitions, in fact, are to turn web developers into mobile application developers. And they think they can do that around HTML5. I want to see what that looks like. I'm looking forward to it. I hope to see you there. Thank you for joining me today.